Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Networking Made Easy by T.S. Srinivas. Okay, so in continuation with this series in learning of communication basics, so yet another important topic about electromagnetic spectrum and radio spectrum. Okay, so this is another very useful topic. So in the process of learning about the communication basics, so what is basically electromagnetic spectrum? Okay, so in the earlier session we already discussed what is actually electromagnetic wave. Okay, before that, say in any communication process we know that there are three things: transmission, reception, and the medium. Okay, medium is the one, okay, through which the information travels to the receiver. Okay, so here there are two ways. So one is guided and other one is unguided. Okay, two ways. The medium is classified into two categories, that is guided and unguided. Guided means, so the transmitter and receiver is physically connected. Unguided means it's not physically connected. So today we are talking about unguided way of communication. The medium is, means the transmitter and receiver is not connected. It's not connected physically. So when it's not physically connected, how the information is traveling to the receiver? Okay, so basically it's the free space. See, it has to travel, means there is a reason whenever it is a medium is unguided. So one term comes into the picture, that is the antenna. Okay, so whatever the information has, it has to be radiated into the free space. So the antenna, because you have already a transmitter, okay, the transmitter, it delivers that particular signal energy to the antenna. What does the antenna do? It converts this electrical information into the electromagnetic waves. So that's what we have already discussed in the earlier session also. So the antenna, the importance of the length of the antenna with respect to the transmitted frequency, so that also we have seen. So basically the antenna is converting the electrical information into the electromagnetic waves and it is throwing it into the free space. Okay, so antenna means, that's what electromagnetic waves, you see. What is there in the electromagnetic waves? Basically it is made up of electrical field and a magnetic field, and it travels, it propagates. Okay, see, that's what electrical field and the magnetic field. You just see it is something, it's a right angle. If the electrical field is vertical, then it is in right angles is the magnetic field, and it is traveling towards one particular direction. Okay, so that is a propagation. Okay, so all these three things are in perpendicular. Okay, so this is nothing but the basic electromagnetic waves. We will not go deep into this. Okay, so this is, the information is moving in the form of electromagnetic waves. It travels into the free space and goes to the receiver, and receiver also there is an antenna. The antenna in turn converts this electromagnetic waves into electrical waves and back into action. So whatever the signal it is being received, it is processing. Okay, so in the free space, what actually is moving is the electromagnetic waves. So electromagnetic waves, that's what, see, we have to understand what is this particular, see, any frequency, electromagnetic waves means it is having a frequency. So that's what this particular spectrum, it is talking about the electromagnetic wave spectrum. Okay, so naturally all the frequencies when you are radiating, it is electromagnetic waves. Okay, so that's what you have a very large frequency spectrum. Okay, very large electromagnetic wave spectrum, but out of that we can use only certain frequencies, certain range of frequencies, which is useful for our radio communication. So that is what see, electromagnetic wave spectrum or radio spectrum. So we are interested in, as far as the communication is concerned, the radio spectrum. So that's what you see in this particular tabular form. You see it starts from, it's like 10 square, it goes up to the 10 to the power of 15. Okay, so 10 means these all things are means represented in the hertz. Like 10 square means it is 100 hertz. Okay. So similarly, it is going into the 10 to the power of 15 means it is 10 to the power of, it is actually petahertz. It's a very high frequency. Okay. So already we have seen in earlier session that frequency means it is having a wavelength. So you know how to calculate the wavelength also. So that is all. In the bottom line it is represented. These are all corresponding the frequencies in its wavelength, corresponding wavelength in meters. Okay. So you understand what is the importance of the wavelength. Why? Because the antenna length is basically depending upon the wavelength of the transmitted frequency. That's what you see here. It is 10 to the power of 6 meters. So here when it is 100 hertz, the wavelength is in the range of 10 to the power of 6 meters means it is around 100 kilometers. It's a very large wavelength, isn't it? So that's what you see when you look into this particular frequency range. They are all given certain names, like this is it is very low frequency. This is a voice frequency. This is very low frequency, medium frequency, high frequency, very high frequency, ultra high frequency, super high frequency, extra high frequency. Then comes to the infrared and the visible range. Okay. So now you just see here this particular band. See, already we have seen. See where. Like when we talk about the baseband signal, all useful information is lying in this particular range. Say if it is 10 to the power of, it's a very low frequency, means it is around 10 to the power of 4, means it is around 10 kilohertz. So we already know the baseband range is 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Okay. Now see, in this particular range you see the power signal is there. Power around 220 volts, 50 cycles. Okay. Similarly, we know that the telephone is using the 4 kilohertz bandwidth. Okay. And the musical instruments, see whenever you are using the musical, it produces different frequencies, isn't it? So that also fall in that particular range of the baseband signal. Okay. And the microphone also converts the baseband signal, means whatever the sound waves it converts into the electrical signal. Already we have seen this particular frequency block is used by these things. Okay. Further, you have so many frequencies. Why these particular frequencies are available with us? Okay, we know that particular whatever the baseband information is useful information which has been generated, it has to be means it has to go to the receiver. Means you should have some mechanism, isn't it? So now in this case, when your medium is unguided, so you have to transmit. Okay, so in this way you are using different frequencies to transmit into the free space. See here, one thing you have to remember is, see when air, of course it is a medium, but it doesn't play any big picture into this, because for electromagnetic waves, for transmitting, means for propagating electromagnetic waves, you doesn't require any material medium. Okay, it travels in the air, it travels in the vacuum, even it travels in the water also. Okay, when it is only speed may vary a little, but otherwise it doesn't require any material medium. So generally electromagnetic waves move with a speed of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Okay. Now you see, already see there are different governing bodies like IEEE, FCC and ITU. So they are the big governing bodies, so who are continuously monitoring this particular spectrum, the utilization of the spectrum. Okay, that's how so many standards have been developed. It's very interesting. See, like for example, you take the case of a AM radio or FM radio. Initially, when you want to transmit the AM signal, so it has been decided that AM signal, the carrier frequencies lies between 535 kilohertz to 1705 kilohertz. Okay. Similarly, for FM, it is 88 megahertz to 108 megahertz. Who has decided? Okay. Some governing body has already decided, so that see all over the world, These frequencies are utilized only for this particular specific purpose. Okay, see, that is how any manufacturer making the hardware. Suppose you want to make a FM radio, let it be, it is manufactured in any part of the world. Okay, you can use it, isn't it? You bring it, that particular device in your area. If you are using that FM radio, you will be receiving the FM stations of locally it is there. It works all over the world. Why? Because it is already decided that the FM radio uses this particular frequency band. So this is something, a basic example how standards have been developed. See, such a big confusion, isn't it? See, if suppose every country is utilizing its own way, so the frequencies are available. Who is the owner of these frequencies? Frequencies, are we seeing it? Okay, it is there. In this particular free space, you may be thinking that the space is ours, I can transmit any frequency I feel like that. Then you have to design your own equipment for all doing this, isn't it? So that's not possible. So that's the reason the standards have been maintained, isn't it? All over the world, same thing is being done. Okay, so that's the reason. So when you look into this, the radio frequency spectrum is so nicely organized. You see, initially when AM transmission system has come into the picture, so we started using this particular range. Okay, 535 kilohertz to 1705 kilohertz. Similarly, FM 88 megahertz to 108 megahertz, and see, you will go further. We will talk about the mobile and all the things later. So when you are using this kind of modulation and transmitting through an antenna, see, again here you have to see, so especially when you are using radio, okay, so radio, you use the word called broadcast. Okay, so broadcast means what? It is only one-way communication, because some transmitter is transmitting, there are plenty of receivers. That is point, multi-point, so many receivers are available. So all these receivers will be receiving the signal provided you are in this particular range. Okay, range of the reception. Okay, you are able to receive that particular transmitted signal, you will receive it. Okay, so that's how it is. It is a broadcast. Broadcast means it is transmitted and it is received. So in that particular case, you require a antenna. Okay, so this is supposed to be omnidirectional, because the signal is spreading all over, all directions, and everybody is using it. It's a powerful transmitter. Okay, now in this particular case, especially when you are using this range of frequencies, so how the EM waves are getting propagated is, it is through the ground wave. Okay, when you are transmitting, you see the earth curvature is like this. Okay, it is basically a ground wave. Ground wave means when the transmitter, your transmitter is like this, it's omnidirectional, you are transmitting all over. Okay, it covers certain range. So whatever the signal it is being generated, okay, it is following the ground. As it is rolling onto the ground slowly. Okay, it is spreading, it is going into each and every area. There is no obstruction, there is no issue as far as this particular frequency band is concerned. They travel easily onto the ground, and whatever the receivers are there, okay, they are able to receive the signal and you are processing it, and that's fine. Okay, so now you just see another FM. FM also could be transmitted in the same way, but only drawback is AM covers a longer range and FM covers a small range. That's the only difference. Only thing, you require repeated number of transmitters. Okay, so that's the only difference. Otherwise, the both can be working with the concept of a ground wave. Okay, similarly, further there will be certain requirements like relay transmissions and all. Okay, so in that particular case, you will be using a sky wave. Okay, there are two ways. Skywave also can be used for relay purpose or for the long distance transmission, like because this is all for local. Ground waves means you are transmitting, only certain area of people are receiving it. But in the case of a sky wave, so it falls in the range of 2 megahertz to 30 megahertz. That is something like the medium wave and a short wave. Okay. So here what is actually happening is, see, above the earth there are so many layers are there. Okay, it starts with the troposphere, then it goes slowly up to the top. There are different layers. Okay, so in the finally, when you go up to here, it is a ionosphere. Okay, so ionosphere, actually at this particular place, lot of concentration of charges are there. Okay, so what is happening is, whatever you are transmitting, okay, whatever you are transmitting, it is getting reflected. Okay, see this particular characteristics of this particular wave. Okay, so when it is going and hitting the ionosphere, it is getting reflected so that it covers very long range. Okay, so that is the reason. See, if you are using the olden days radios and all, say suppose some say, means if you want to listen to a long distance station signal, so when you are tuning the short wave, is very difficult. Very close by, so many stations are available. Okay, so these signals are received in this way. Even the station is placed at a very long distance, you are able to receive it. The signal is reaching by reflecting through the ionosphere and reaching to the receivers. Okay, so this is one way of the electromagnetic waves are propagating. Okay, then coming to the space wave. Okay, so here the space wave, generally we use it for transmission of a TV signal. Okay, TV signal frequency range is between 80 megahertz to 200 megahertz. Okay, space wave, you just see here the lowest layer, troposphere. Okay, so generally you have an antenna. Okay, this signal is getting reflected through the troposphere and reaches to the different receivers. Okay, so the troposphere is being used. In this case, you will be having some kind of antenna to receive directly also. The signal will be reaching, but also it can be received through the troposphere. So this is one way of receiving. So this is possible in the frequency range of 80 megahertz to 200 megahertz. Okay. So this is basically all the signals concerned to the broadcast. Broadcast in the sense you are transmitting, and so many, because point to multiband, so many users are there. Okay. Now next, coming to our very vital thing is nothing but the microwave. So the microwave, see, the range is between 2 gigahertz to 40 gigahertz. 2 gigahertz to 40 gigahertz, its range. So they are supposed, see, the quality of this particular frequency is what we are talking. Every frequency range is having some characteristics. Like, see, the lower frequency range, it travels through the ground. Okay, it also gets attenuated. How much distance it travels, after traveling certain distance, it gets attenuated. Okay, same case, if you are transmitting this microwave frequencies like that, how you are transmitting this particular range of frequencies, it may not travel very long distance. Within a short distance, it may be getting attenuated. So that's what the atmosphere, because the microwaves cannot penetrate. Okay, it cannot bend. So these microwaves travel very straight. Very straight. So that's why here comes, the term comes, the directivity. Directional. So now you will have a directional. Okay, you have a antenna like this. So it has to be directional. Okay. Now in the microwave range, you have many things like, so it is line of sight. Suppose you want to transmit, the receiver should face each other. Okay. So that is what line of sight. So directly it is reaching to the receiver. Okay. There is a restriction because this particular receiver, how far it should be? Okay, there is a restriction because you cannot, because there is an earth curvature. If you are keeping the antenna somewhere here, because the curve is obstructing, you will not be able to receive. So this distance maximum, it is limited up to 80 kilometers. Okay, it can be limited up to 80 kilometers. Another thing, the energy, whatever you are transmitting, okay, it's fine, it's okay, the antenna is because the receiver is facing directly, but sometimes the signal may be getting attenuated. So when it is traveling through the atmosphere, okay, the atmosphere is having certain effect onto this particular signal. The signal, when it is traveling through the free space, it gets attenuated. Okay, so this attenuation is higher as the frequency increases. Okay, so in that particular case, what we need to do is, you can keep repeaters. Okay, repeaters at certain distance. Okay, so these repeaters' job is nothing but to receive and again retransmit, amplify it and retransmit. So that's what is the job. So that's what it is being done. So, and see, the advantage of this way of this thing is, see, you are transmitting through the air and because there is no physical connectivity. Okay, so this is how it is being used by in the microwave communication. Okay, so this is one way of communication, that's fine. And so another big advantage, see, after you're listening up to the satellite communication. Okay, today it is doing a wonderful job. So basically satellite means, see, instead of, see, in this particular cases, in the case of a sky wave and a space wave, you have seen the ionosphere, it is what it is doing, certain frequency signals, certain frequency range of EM waves is getting reflected. It is doing a wonderful job, isn't it? See, reflection means what? The signal is going and hitting and going to a very longer distance. We are not invested anything here. Okay, but we are using the natural resources, isn't it? Okay, but similarly, if you want to do with the microwaves, see, microwaves doesn't get reflected to the ionosphere. It travels straight. So what has to be done is, okay, see, suppose you are transmitting through the ground. Okay, so one satellite is placed at certain distance from the earth. Okay, and you transmit to this satellite, again it retransmits. Okay, so some other receiver will be able to receive it at a very long distance. So what ionosphere was doing in the case of a medium wave, now you are able to achieve with the microwave. Okay, the only thing, this satellite, so this kind of satellite has to be, it should be stationary with respect to the earth. Okay, so this is what, that's what we call this particular satellite as a geostationary. So this is possible when this particular distance of the satellite is about 3,600 kilometers. Yeah, around 36,000 kilometers it seems. Okay, so that's what. If this particular satellite is placed in this particular orbit, okay, so it looks as if it is stationary. So the signal is, you will be able to transmit and receive. So only thing in this particular in the satellite, okay, it likes two different frequencies. Okay, so when you transmit, it is transmitting, okay, this we call it as a uplink, and this is receiver is receiving, so we call it as a downlink. Similarly, if this is receiving, then it has to have a separate frequency. Okay, the uplink frequency and the downlink frequencies, they are separate frequency range. So that's how the satellite works. So that's what the allotment of frequencies are also taken in from this particular band. Okay. Now see, ultimately what we have to understand, what is the need of transmitting like this? Okay, what actually these things are carrying? See, ultimately one of the useful informations, isn't it? What earlier you were sending the voice, okay, the music or the video, okay, the similar kind of information. See, that's the reason. See, nowadays, you just imagine the matches, especially when you are watching any live telecast, it is so simple nowadays that all over the globe, anybody is able to receive instantly. That is just because of this particular satellites. You just see the whole earth, okay, 3 satellites, three different satellites, when it is placed at a 120 degrees angle, the whole of the globe can be covered. So now you just see any information from any part, it can reach to any part of the world within no time. So the communication has reached to that extent. Okay, so that is possible in the microwave frequency range. Okay. So now once again you see the frequency starts from here. Now we have reached up to this. These are all frequencies are being used for different purposes. Okay. So this particular thing up to here, it is called as a radio frequency spectrum, because you are communicating, you are using these all electromagnetic waves for some or the other communicative purposes. Okay. So up to here it is okay. See, so far we have not used the term called digital communication or a data communication. Okay, so in the subsequent episodes you will be learning more about the digital and the data communication. So when we come to the terms of mobile communication, so you just see, so far here in this particular places, the information is in the form of an analog. Okay, now the latest communication is nothing but the data communication, or in fact the original is the digital communication, but further we talk about, we will come to know what exactly is the digital communication and the data communication. But here, see, the information, see, when you listen to this particular term data or digital, you understand that the information is in the form of the bits, that's it. Bits means 0 and 1, that's all. Okay, so ultimately what all the information, what all the useful information is available, that is in the form of the bits. Okay, so whenever you are using a mobile communication, the mobile communication, you have listened to the terms called 2G, 3G, 4G. Okay, now the latest upcoming is the 5G. Okay, so they have been allotted with these particular frequency bands. In the case of a 2G, it was a 900 megahertz, and a 4G it is a 1800 megahertz, and of course the 3G it has got to 2100 megahertz. Okay, see, I'm telling you, these are all, there are certain regulatory authorities, isn't it? They are time to time they are designing, means which frequency band to be used for which purpose. There is an understanding, good understanding. Okay, so once it has been decided, then only different hardwares are being developed. Okay, the different technologies are being developed. You just see, here you have to understand one particular thing, like, you know, the carrier, basically carrier, what it is doing is carrying the information. Okay, now you see the same thing. Now I am talking this particular information, it is in the form of a bits. Okay, bits means, see, bits. Okay, now this carrier, what it was carrying earlier, the information, now it is carrying the bits. Okay, now information is in the form of a bits. Okay, so now some information has to travel to a receiver, the large amount of bits had to be received by the receiver so that it process and reproduce the original information. Okay. Now, how much bits is reaching to the receiver within the shortest possible time, that is what is the need of the hour, isn't it? Now, the whole communication is happening between, see, that's what is the bandwidth, isn't it? The bandwidth. So whenever you talk about the bandwidth nowadays, you talk about 2 Mbps, 4 Mbps, 8 Mbps, 50 Mbps, 100 Mbps, 1 Gbps, how things are rising, isn't it? So you see, the original communication we were getting in the data communication like 2 Mbps or 4 Mbps. For simple communication, it was looking good. Now you see what is happening, what is the kind of communication is happening between the devices, isn't it? The quality of communication is increasing drastically, isn't it? The kind of videos you are looking, how interesting it is, the quality of voice, the music and all other things, it is extraordinary. Okay, so if these all things have to happen instantly, means the large amount of data has to reach to the receiver within short duration. So that is what is the struggle. And and everybody prefers, which kind of medium everybody prefers? Do you like to get physically connected between the transmitter? No. So that's what is a wireless communication, means unguided. The information is reaching to you, to your device through air. That is what, nothing but the EM waves. Okay, so this continuously, when this particular mobile communication started working, isn't it? So you are listening to the terms called 2G, 4G, 3G, and presently you are talking about 5G. Okay, so what could be the difference? Okay, the bandwidths are limited. So many operators are there, and the customers are increasing like anything. Okay, so how to cater, how to provide the services to the customers? You have a limited bandwidth. So what could be the changes happening through this particular different technologies? You will be keep thinking, means the technology, the people who are designing new devices, okay, they will be thinking, how much you can put more and more data into a single carrier. Okay, to understand in a very simple way, okay, it may be looking vague, but see, in some parts of our country, you might have watched people traveling in the train by sitting over the head also, isn't it? Over the train also people are sitting. Okay, basically if you consider the train as a carrier, ultimately what you are achieving? The large number of people are transferred from one place to another place, isn't it? So a lot of data have been transferred to the destination, because more and more people are getting packed. But that is not the genuine way. But similarly, people are thinking, like, the technology develops that particular way. How more and more data can be put into this particular carrier so that it can transfer to the destination. Okay, so that is all about. These are all again falls in the concept of the microwave frequency range only. Okay. So when we talk about the 5G concept, you see here one thing you should agree that even in your mobiles also, do you have antennas? It doesn't look, isn't it? You don't think that some antenna means something should come out from your device. Okay, it is internally, it is there. Okay, and why it's not visible? The size of the antenna has become so small. Okay, why? Because as the frequency increases, the wavelength is decreasing. Okay, it is becoming miniature, very small. Okay, so there are so many arrays of antennas being placed in your mobile so that it receives lot of signals and it is getting processed. Okay, so that's what we can understand in 5G technology is, see what all already this particular frequency bands available are there. So it may be using for just general coverage that particular frequency band, but as far as the data transfer is concerned, it is trying to find out a new frequency band in this particular range. Okay, so there is a concept called MIMO. Okay, that is multiple input and multiple output, because so many carriers are coming and bringing so many data, and the technology is so advanced that it doesn't bother how the data is coming to it, and it is able to assemble and process it. Okay, so many carriers are bringing multiple data to it. Okay, and technology should be so advanced that it should be able to process all these particular signals. So these particular advanced concepts are happening in the 5G. Okay, so when the 5G arrives and people start using it, so many beautiful things are going to happen. Okay, so that's what the concept of Internet of Things and all other things. Okay, so but anyway, we will not look into that particular direction, but basic our understanding is our concentration is how the networking things are working, isn't it? So this is all about the advanced technology, okay, advanced networking concepts. Okay, so up to here, up to the microwaves, things are fine, good. Okay, the next comes the infrared. Infrared, its range is around 300 gigahertz to 400 gigahertz. Okay, so now you just see this particular range of frequencies is not used for direct communication, like in fact it is used for direct communication, but basically these signals, it cannot bend, it cannot penetrate through the walls. Okay, it is a straight. Okay, and it is for a limited range. So that is the reason most of these particular infrareds are used for communication between your remote controls. These are all working in this particular frequency range. Okay, since this is meant for very small range. Okay, so that is the reason there is no concept of licensing. Okay, anybody can use it just like that, design a device and start working. So maybe for point to point or point to multiploid, that is within a small space. So as far as infrared waves are concerned, it is used only for this kind of purpose. Okay, so maximum utilization is up to the microwaves range. Okay, now here I used already in this case a license term. License means permission. You have to purchase. Okay, so that's what is all about the frequency spectrums, isn't it? Okay, so even in this particular range also in the microwaves, there are two frequency bands like 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. Okay, this is also unlicensed. See, that's what anybody can use. So this particular frequencies we are using for wireless communication, isn't it? So nowadays you are listening to the term called wireless fidelity, isn't it? Every house, if you have internet connection, or your mobiles or your laptops are getting connected to your router through Wi-Fi, isn't it? So they're all in this particular frequency range, either it is 2.4 or 5 gigahertz. It is working fantastically. And even in the case of a Bluetooth, so this is also used in the 2.4 gigahertz, but the technology is different. So Wi-Fi adopts a different technology. When we go into the Wi-Fi concepts, I will explain you how Wi-Fi things are working, but it is using this particular frequency band. Okay, so this is supposed to be unlicensed. Okay, so see, that's how so many whoever is manufacturing Wi-Fi devices, they'll be either using 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, and presently what all the Wi-Fi routers are coming, they are having dual bands. The original Wi-Fi devices used to use only 2.4 gigahertz band. Okay, so no, earlier that's what there is a concept called terrestrial radio communication. That's what I told, that suppose in this particular case. This is actually the satellite part. Terrestrial communication is nothing but line of sight. Okay. So again, if you want to further continue, so this will be coming here and this will be going here. So like that, only on the surface. You are using your own equipments. So you are not using any natural resources like, okay. So this is what the terrestrial communication. Okay. So in addition to this, the microwaves, see, such a big band is available. So some important, the large amount of bandwidth is used by defense sector. In any of the country, okay, defense will be using this particular microwave frequency range for its purpose. So basically the radar, okay, the radar is nothing but the radio angle detection and ranging, okay. So generally what is being done in the radar communication is you are transmitting your own signal, you are transmitting and receiving, okay. You are transmitting a signal, the signal goes and travels into the free space, hits some metal thing, okay, like if the aircraft is available in the free space, it hits the aircraft and the same signal is being coming to the same antenna and it is being received, it processed, okay. So why we are doing is to locate this particular moving things into the free space. So you can locate your own aircraft, whose aircraft is this, okay, is it ours or somebody else, okay. So you have a clear control of, you have a command on your airspace, okay. So that is what is the purpose of the radar. This is used by the defense forces, okay. So this is a very small introduction about what is actually a EM spectrum and a radio spectrum, okay. And see, this EM waves, you should understand, it is doing a wonderful job, isn't it? The electromagnetic waves, it can travel any long, okay. Now you see, even like, you know, this communication with the satellites as it is there, and this particular signal is traveling to such a long, isn't it? Like the NASA, which are sent to the Mars, the rover, okay, the control of that particular thing is also through the electromagnetic waves, okay. So even in the last year, our Chandrayaan mission also, okay, what it was discussed is we were able to achieve, okay, in the very last moment, we all lost the communication with the machine, isn't it? So there is, you just see the importance of this particular case, how much wonders this particular EM waves are doing, okay. So you understand how nicely it has been distributed, how things are being utilized, okay. And beyond this infrared, you have a visible spectrum, okay. Now we are using the very small part of the visible spectrum, okay. Some part of this particular visible spectrum we are utilizing for optic fiber communication. So when I talk about the guided media, so that time we'll talk about this particular part, which frequencies are being used in the optical fiber for its communication. So these all things covers the unguided communication, how the frequency spectrum looks like, okay, what all the different ways of electromagnetic propagation. I think you got some idea how this particular electromagnetic spectrum and the radio spectrum looks like, okay. So what really you have to understand is, as the frequency increases, the wavelength is getting decreased, and the wavelength, importance of the wavelength is the size of the antenna, okay. So thank you very much, and look for the next further sessions in the communication basics. Thank you.